There's a skill that built every civilization that has ever existed. Every sword, every nail, every hinge, every plow, every chain, all of it started in the same place. A fire, forced air, and someone with a hammer. For 3,500 years, the forge was the most important piece of technology in any town on Earth. The blacksmith was the most powerful person in the village. Not the mayor, not the priest, the blacksmith. Because without the blacksmith, nothing worked. No tools, no weapons, no horseshoes, no locks. The Roman Empire didn't conquer the ancient world on bravery. It conquered it on forged iron. And then at some point, someone decided only factories could do this. That forging metal required expensive equipment, special training, certified facilities. That it wasn't something a person could just do in their backyard for materials that cost $20. That's what I'm going to disprove today. This forge reaches temperatures between 1,100 and 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on how much air you push in. That is the full working range of blacksmithing, from bright cherry red for bending and shaping, all the way to near welding heat for heavier work. It costs under $20 to build, most of which you can get for free if you know where to look. And if you've never built anything in your life, you can have this running in 15 minutes. Let me show you exactly how. What you need: 2 sawhorses. These are the folding X-frame metal stands you've seen on every construction site. Stanley makes a pair for around $15 at Home Depot or Walmart. Harbor Freight sells single ones for $8 each if you want to go cheaper. You're using them as legs. Your forge sits on top of them at working height, so you're not crouching on the ground all day. 1/2 size pallet. A standard pallet is 48 by 40 inches. A half pallet, also called a display pallet or half standard, runs about 24 by 40 inches. This is your forge platform. It needs to be solid with no gaps between the planks because you're going to be filling it with sand and it can't fall through. Where do you get free pallets? Back door of any grocery store, hardware store, garden center, or pet store. Go early morning when deliveries are happening. Just ask the receiving manager, not the cashier. The cashier has no idea what's happening out back. The pallets being dropped by delivery trucks are often given away the same day. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace also have people literally giving them away. Search free pallets near me right now, and you'll have results within a minute. One important thing, make sure the pallet has an HT stamp on the side. That stands for heat treated. Avoid any pallet marked MB. That means methyl bromide chemical treatment, and you don't want that burning near you. The HT stamp means it's safe. If the pallet you find has gaps or cracked planks, don't throw it away. Just unscrew or pry off the planks, close the gaps by pushing them together, and re-nail or re-screw them flush. 5 minutes of work and you have a solid, gap-free platform. 4 corner braces. These are the L-shaped metal 90-degree brackets used in woodworking to hold pieces at right angles. You'll find them in any hardware store in the fastener aisle. A pack of 4 costs about $3 to $5. These go in the corners of the pallet to hold the wood frame you're about to build around the edges. Scrap 2x4 lumber for the frame. Nail or screw short sections of 2x4 around the 4 edges of your pallet to create a raised lip, a containment wall about 4 to 6 inches tall. This is what holds your firebed material in. Brace each inside corner with one of your L brackets. If you don't have scrap wood, a pallet you've disassembled gives you exactly the lumber you need for free. Sand and rocks. This is your firebed. Fill the frame platform with a layer of coarse sand and rocks. Pack it in about 3 to 4 inches deep. This is what insulates the wood of your pallet from the heat above it. You can dig this out of your yard, a riverbank, a gravel driveway, anywhere. It costs nothing. One note on the rocks. Regular rocks from a river or garden work fine and they are free. They will eventually crack from thermal stress. That's expected. When one cracks, you replace it. This doesn't make your forge fail. It makes it normal. If you want to use brick instead of loose rock and sand, use fire bricks, also called refractory brick or kiln brick. These are specifically manufactured to withstand high repeated heat cycles. They cost around $2 to $3 each at masonry suppliers or online. Do not use regular red construction brick. Regular brick contains moisture pockets and expands unevenly under intense heat. It will crack, and in some cases, chunks will break off explosively. Fire brick is the only safe brick option here. One steel pipe, roughly 1 to 1.5 inches in diameter. This is your tuyere, the air inlet pipe. The tuyere is what every forge in history has had, from the ancient Hittites to a medieval village smithy to a modern professional shop. It's the tube that delivers forced air to the base of the fire, turning a simple charcoal burn into a roaring furnace capable of making steel glow and move. Cut or drill a hole in the center of your sand/rock bed, the exact diameter of your pipe. Push the pipe through horizontally so it sits just at the base of your fire bed. roughly an inch above the platform surface. The pipe just needs to pass into the fire zone with the open end sitting in the center of where your charcoal will be. A vacuum on blow mode. Most shop vacuums have a reverse function. Instead of sucking air in, you switch the hose to the exhaust port and it pushes air out. Attach the hose to the open end of your 2-year pipe with tape or a simple wrapped rag seal. Set it on the lowest speed setting. That's your bellows. That's your forced air. That's what turns charcoal into a blacksmithing forge. If your vacuum doesn't have a blow function, a hairdryer on low works. A small box fan aimed at the pipe end works. What you're after is a gentle, steady flow of airs, not a blast. Too much air burns through your fuel fast and cools the fire unevenly. The old-time blacksmiths pumping bellows weren't pumping hard and fast. They were pushing a slow, steady breath. That's what you're replicating. Lighting it and running it. Start small. Put a baseball-sized handful of crumpled paper or dry grass in the center of your firebed, directly over the 2-year opening. Pile charcoal loosely around and on top of it. Light the paper. Let the charcoal catch before you turn on any air. Once you have a small fire going, turn on your vacuum or fan on its lowest setting. You'll see the charcoal glow and intensify almost immediately. Add more charcoal as needed, a ring around the hot center, pushing it toward the heat with long tongs or a steel rod as it catches. Lump charcoal is what you want, not standard briquette charcoal if you can avoid it. Lump charcoal is hardwood that's been charred. It burns hotter, cleaner, and faster than briquettes. Briquettes contain binders and fillers that produce more ash and more smoke and reach lower temperatures. Lump charcoal is available at most hardware stores and outdoor supply stores, usually $10 to $20 for a 20-pound bag. A 20-pound bag will run your forge for multiple sessions. If briquettes are all you have, use them. You'll still get plenty of heat for basic work. Just expect more smoke and slightly lower peak temperature. When the charcoal is at full burn with steady air, you'll reach temperatures of 1,100 to 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit on moderate airflow. Increase the airflow, and you push it to 1,800 to 2,000 degrees, or beyond. You don't need a thermometer to know where you are. The color of your metal tells you everything. Dull red, around 1,000 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Good for light bending. Bright cherry red, around 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit. The main working zone for most blacksmithing, shaping, drawing out, punching. Orange, around 1,700 degrees Fahrenheit. Heavy forging work. Yellow-white, approaching 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit and above. Near welding heat. This is the upper range of what serious work requires. When your metal reaches the color you need, pull it out with tongs and work fast. Steel cools quickly once it leaves the fire. You have 20 to 30 seconds of good working heat before it drops out of range. Put it back in, bring it back up, repeat. This is the rhythm of blacksmithing. It hasn't changed in 3,500 years. And what can you make with this? People hear blacksmith forge and think swords and horseshoes. That's not the right frame. What a forge lets you do is shape, bend, draw out, punch holes in, and join steel. And steel is everywhere. Rebar, old car springs, leaf springs, railroad spikes, bolt stock, bar stock. Most of it is low-carbon mild steel that moves beautifully at cherry red. First projects people actually do. Hooks, S-hooks for hanging things, fire. Pokers, garden stakes, chisels, simple knives from bar stock, hinges, coat hooks, bottle openers. All of these require nothing but your forge, a hammer, an anvil of some kind. Even a chunk of railroad track works as a beginner anvil, and tongs. This is not a craft that requires factory equipment. It requires fire, forced air, a hammer, and something hard to hit on. People have known this since 1500 BCE. The only thing that changed is someone convinced you otherwise. Work outdoors or in a space with serious ventilation. Charcoal produces carbon monoxide. This is not negotiable. Never run this forge in a closed garage or basement. Keep a bucket of water or sand nearby at all times. Not to douse the forge, but for your metal. Quench your tools when you're done with a heat. Never set hot metal down on a wooden surface. Wear leather gloves when handling metal near the forge. Wear eye protection. Scale and sparks fly unpredictably when you hammer hot steel. Wear leather boots, not sneakers. Wear cotton or wool. Natural fibers, not synthetics. A synthetic shirt in your forge heat will melt to your skin. Cotton will not. And why should anyone care about learning a skill like blacksmithing today? Because every time a civilization forgets how to make, fix, grow, and preserve things with its own hands, it becomes weaker, more dependent, more fragile. For most of human history, ordinary people knew how to build, mend, forge, and feed themselves. Now many people can barely grow a tomato, repair a handle, or sharpen a blade. That is not progress. That is amnesia. Skills like this are more than hobbies. They are cultural memory. They are resilience. They are a way of refusing to become helpless in a world that keeps pushing people further away from real competence. And once a society loses those skills, it gives up more than convenience. It gives up freedom. That is why this matters. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.